Rifleman. Starring Chuck Connors.
Is that you? Barney? Who's there? Speak up before I let go with a shotgun. Mr. Munson! Mr. Munson? It's Balmy, Mr. Munson. Please. Please, Mr. Munson. Please, you can't be dead. No, please, Mr. Munson, don't be dead. Don't you understand what they'll say? They'll say I did it. They'll say I murdered you. Please, Mr. Munson. Don't be dead. Don't be dead, please. Oh, wait.
Should I put the barley seed in the barn?
Yeah, go ahead. Right over there. I'll tell Mr. Munchin it's here.
Mr. Munchin? Evan?
What happened? Who killed him? You hear me, Volney? Who killed him? Did you do it?
No, I didn't do it. What difference does it make? Think anybody's gonna believe me?
Paul. Paul, what happened?
Mr. Munchin's been shot, son.
Who did it? Volney.
I don't know, but let's not jump to any conclusions. All these records not gonna help him anyway. Look, Mark, you go on to school, but don't say a word about this till we find out what really happened, you hear?
Yes, Paul.
You hear?
Yeah.
What happened to your fingers, Volney?
I don't know, I must have torn the nails. But I didn't do it.
All right, take it easy. Now start from the beginning.
Must have torn him when I tried to stop the man who killed Mr. Munchin. You see, I was out in the barn. I heard a shot. No, there were a lot of shots. I came running in here, and there was Mr. Munchin on the floor.
Who's next? Who's next to sample the elixir of life? That life-giving goodness in every bottle. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here not to sell this to you. No, indeed, I give it to you for only 25 cents. Now, don't crowd, don't push, don't push. Who's next? Young lady, may I? Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, let me pass among you. Please note on the bottle the contents. Each bottle is guaranteed to contain 2 ounces of East India juniper juice. Ladies and gentlemen, this will do worlds for your ails. This will help you no matter what your problem.
Nice day, Lucas.
You have a problem.
I can't ever hardly remember it being such a nice day.
Barney! Barney, what are you doing in town today?
No matter what they say, Ellie, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Do what? Barney, what are you saying?
Mr. Munchin was killed, Ellie. Volney and I are going in to see the marshal.
Mr. Munchin? You're not saying Barney did it, Lucas?
Nobody's saying Volney had anything to do with it. He's just going to tell Mike his story the way he told it to me. Come on, Volney.
What happened? Barney, you got to tell me what happened.
Ellie, you know what they'll do to me with my record?
Nothing's going to happen to you, Volney. The longer you put it off, the tougher it's going to be. You just tell Mikey your story like you told me. Come on. Munchin was dead when they got there, Micah. I found this next to his body.
What happened to the money?
I don't know.
What's that? Old man Munchin murdered? His money gone?
Joe Hanna. He'll spread everything he heard over the whole territory in 5 minutes. Now, Volney, what else can you tell me to support your story?
Just what I told Lucas. But look at my nails. I tell you, I tore them when I grabbed the killer's arm.
I've seen your nails. It doesn't prove anything. I'm afraid I'm going to have to hold you, Volney, till the circuit judge arrives. Meantime, I'll ride out to the ranch, check your story.
I tell you, I saw it with my own eyes. Lucas McCain brought him in. Volney killed old man Munchin. He shot him for the money he got from the sale of his cattle last week. Why, they even had the empty strongbox with him.
Volney Adams, a murderer? I can't believe it.
It's true, I tell you.
Now, that's just what happens when you trust a man who spent time in a penitentiary.
Well, what if he did? He paid for it. Volney wouldn't hurt a fly.
It's them quiet ones like Volney you gotta be careful of, I tell you.
Just a moment, Mr. Hanna. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a case in point. Mr. Hanna here is shortening his life due to the excitement. Now, all you need is 1 swallow of this. Take it, friend. You'll bless the day you found it. Feel better?
It does taste good. It's got quite a zing. Go ahead, Hangman. Try it. I feel better already.
I don't want any. My name's Harold Tenner, not Hangman.
Sorry, Tenner. You've heard about the killing? Volney Adams killed old man Munchin? Looks like you're gonna have a hanging.
All right, folks. Now, let's have your attention right up here. We'll get on to the entertainment. Now, you've seen what happened to Mr. Hanna. The same thing can happen to you. This here, live longer with Elixir of Life is our motto.
Ellie, nobody's saying for sure that Volney killed Eben.
Well, then why is Micah holding him, Lucas? Why doesn't he let him go? Well, hang him, Lucas. His reputation's against him. He's already been in jail.
Oh, his reputation's got nothing to do with it, Ellie. Micah went out to the Munchin Ranch and checked on Volney's story. Now, the facts will be presented, and he'll have a trial. He'll be treated just as fairly as anybody else would.
Maybe they won't wait for trial, Lucas. I heard him down by the medicine man's wagon. They're saying Volney's guilty.
What they're saying doesn't make any difference, Ellie.
I'm scared, Lucas. Guess if anything happened to him, there wouldn't be anyone ever for me again.
Nothing's going to happen to him, Ellie. I promise you that, as long as he's innocent. Now, why don't you come inside and let me make you a cup of real good coffee?
Thank you, Lucas, but I gotta get home, fix Volney his supper. I don't want him eating that jail food.
All right.
Oh, hand me the towel, Paul.
Well, why don't you put some soap on your face first?
Oh, all right.
You kids just don't like soap, do you?
All right. Put on water. Come on, more.
Oh, son, the pump is gone again. I'm sorry. Here. I just fixed it last week.
We going into town tomorrow to visit Volney in jail?
Maybe.
Everybody thinks he did it. I mean that he killed Mr. Munchin and stole his money.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. Mr. Munchin was awfully mean to him.
Well, and that couple with the gossip in town makes him guilty, huh?
Well, I didn't say that. I was just telling you what I heard the folks saying in town. It doesn't mean that I believe it myself.
Well, I know that, son. But gossiping about something as important as a man's life can be a very dangerous thing. You can become prejudiced without even realizing it. Hand me that screwdriver, will you, Mark? Thank you. You know, we've got laws that were meant to protect us. And one of those laws says that a man is innocent till he's proven guilty. You better get to bed now, huh?
All right. Well, Paul?
Hmm?
Well, are you going to tell me what you think?
About Volney? Well, son, I don't think anyone gentle enough to see the real beauty in Ellie Akins could ever raise his hand against another human being.
That's what I think.
Well, if that's your opinion, you stick to it, huh?
Yes, Paul.
You better get to bed now.
Good night.
Good night.
Good morning, Ellie. What have you got for Volney this morning?
Bacon and eggs. Thought maybe he'd eat breakfast. Didn't touch a bit of his supper last night.
I know. He's mighty depressed. Maybe you can cheer him up a bit while I go out on an errand. Volney, Ellie's here with the best food in town.
Morning, Ellie.
Ron,
There you are. Thanks.
See you later, Ellie.
brought you bacon and eggs, Barney.
What's all that hammering going on outside?
They're repairing the roof to the hotel. Now, Barney, you got to eat. You got to keep up your strength.
Roof to the hotel? What's the sense in my keeping up my strength? Won't keep me from stretching a rope.
Please don't talk like that, Barney. You didn't do it. You couldn't do it.
I know, Ellie, but the evidence is too strong against me. Jury isn't going to believe me.
Barney, all my life I've been a lonely woman. I've had few friends and no one to love. Since I met you, I've had something to be proud of. A man who loved me and was kind to me. It's given me a strength I never knew. You got to have that strength for me. Please.
Ellie? Ellie, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't care if I lived or died.
You eat, Barney. Those are nice, fresh eggs.
Well, Ellie, Barney enjoy his breakfast?
I don't know, Mike. He seems so hopeless. I do appreciate you giving me a few minutes alone with him, though. Thank you.
Morning, Marshal. I see the condemned man ate a hearty meal.
He's not condemned yet.
Oh, no offense, Marshal, but the way folks is talking, it's just a matter of time, him being a jailbird and all.
That'll do, Sims.
Just a minute. Whose side are you on, Marshal? The killer's or the dead man's? You know, it's been my experience that when a culprit has friends in high places, justice is tempered not with mercy, but with that most dangerous of all elements, misguided loyalty. Good day, sir.
The hangman working on the gallows.
Mark, I don't want to hear you call him that again. His name is Mr. Tenner. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Tenner.
Howdy, Lucas. Mark. It sure is hot one, ain't it? Just ain't gonna let up.
Well, it's too hot for heavy building, I'll say that. Why are you working on that old gallows scaffold?
Oh, I'm getting it ready for Balney Adams.
He's been tried already?
Oh, no, not yet, Mark, but he's gonna be. From the looks of things, there ain't much doubt about the outcome, so I just thought I'd get the old scaffold ready.
I'll meet you at Hattie's after school, son.
I tell you, Balney Adams don't deserve the consideration you'd give a bank robber. He took no risks. He crept in and sneaked up in back of that poor old soul who befriended him and killed him. Cold-bloodedly, ruthlessly. I say he should be destroyed.
Mr. Munch wasn't doing Balney no favor. Balney worked hard for what he got.
The old man still took him in fresh from prison.
So what? Now, what are y'all blaming Balney for? It could have been a stranger that killed Munchin.
The stranger wouldn't have known about that cattle money, Myrtle.
That's right. I say it's a shame and a crime to return evil for good. And when Balney struck down that old man, that's exactly what he done.
Morning, Myrtle.
Well, Lucas, it's been going on like that ever since yesterday. Between that and the hammering and the heat, I've a good notion to close up till after the hanging.
Hanging, Myrtle? Here's a list of the things I need. I'll pick them up in a few days, all right?
Thanks, Lucas.
And look at the way the marshal's been catering to him. Even letting his woman friend visit him in jail. And him a murderer. Mark my word, we'll have that killer in our midst again.
It was Balney took the old man's cattle money.
That's right. And have you noticed the hangman working in the heat? Well, he ain't building that gallows for nothing. He's building it for Balney Adams, and the taxpayers is going to pay for it. Now, nobody goes to all that trouble and expense unless they're pretty sure it's going to be used.
The colonel's right. The gallows are too good for him.
Sims, for a man who lives in Norfolk only 6 months of the year, it seems to me you're taking an awful lot of interest in the affairs of this town.
Evil is evil, McCain. I fight for justice wherever I go. That was a lesson brought home to me with considerable force this morning. There's an element in this town that believes in coddling prisoners. And I say it's up to every man jack of us
to abide by the law. Now, look, we've got a marshal here. He's holding a man because a murder's been committed. But it hasn't been decided either way about that man. And until it is, nobody around here is going to start destroying anyone.
I still say Balney Adams is guilty, and you all know it as well as I do. And justice has got to be done.
Well, there's one thing I don't understand. Why haven't you stopped Tenner from starting repair work on those gallows so soon?
Lucas, I've been arguing all morning if I should go out there and stop Tenner from doing a job he's been making a living at for years.
Well, don't you know he's adding fuel to the flames that loudmouth medicine man is fanning up out there? Any more of that kind of talk, and Balney won't have a chance, innocent or guilty.
I agree with you, Lucas. You're right. But if Tenner wants to advance his time and material just on the chance that we'll be needing his gallows, there's not much I can do about it. It's on his own property. Always has been.
Mike, there's a dangerous feeling out there. It's the kind of a thing that can result in a lynching.
There'll be no lynching in Norfolk, Lucas. That much I'll guarantee.
All right. Look, Mikey, do you mind if I go over and talk to Tenner? Sort of unofficially?
No, I don't mind. Go ahead.
going at that like there's no tomorrow, Harold.
Well, it's a job of work, that's for sure, but it's one that's got to be done.
Well, I wanted a word with you. It seems like a mistake getting this started so early. It's having a bad effect on the folks in town, and it's kind of shortcutting the verdict on Volney.
You mean my working here? I think you're exaggerating things, Lucas. Just give me a hand.
I don't think I'm exaggerating anything, Harold. Between you and the gallows, and this heat, and that medicine man, things are kind of getting out of hand.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, Lucas. I heard that Colonel and Hannah talking this morning. They're just blowing off steam, that's all. Just blowing off steam. Well, if you'd help me get this upright in the position, I'd be through here in a little while. I think it's the noise and the heat that's got people all riled up now. Just, if we could just...
Harold, is it making it tough on yourself, wearing that heavy shirt in all this heat?
Oh, no. The wool kind of soaks up the sweat. Actually, it's cooler this way. Now, just give me a hand on that end down there.
All right.
When I say heave, we'll both go together, all right? Ready? Heave. Why, there's blood all over your sleeve, Harold. I heard it on this blue thing here.
Better take a look at it. You might need some doctoring.
No, it's all right, Lucas. I'll take care of it as soon as I get finished here.
Harold, everybody knows that Volney claimed he scratched the killer on the arm before he got away. Are you wearing that shirt because you have to?
No. Now, let's...
You've lived in this community for years, Tanner. Why'd you do it?
Why? I'll tell you why. I've been a hangman all my life. Every time they wanted to hang somebody, they'd come to get me, pay the fee, and I'd spring the trap. Then nobody'd talk to me for weeks. Wouldn't even look at me. Or if they did talk to me, it was to call me hangman. Do you have any idea what it's like to be an outcast in your own hometown?
It's no cause for killing, Tanner.
Maybe it ain't. Maybe it ain't, but I've killed so many men on this platform that one more didn't make any difference. Not if it'd get me away from here.
Well, I think we better go see the marshal.
Lucas, just let me take one more look at freedom. What men call freedom. Don't let him hang me, Lucas. Don't let him hang me. I've seen it. Don't let him hang me.
Tanner hated being a hangman so much, why did he become one?
Well, son, sometimes in life we're trapped into doing things we regret later on. It's too bad, but hangmen are necessary. Somebody's got to be the hangman and be willing to accept payment for it. But also, he's got to know what he's letting himself in for when he takes the job. Harold Tanner just wasn't meant to be a hangman. It was only a question of time before he cracked up.
Before I decide what I'm going to be, I'm going to give it lots of thought.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you decided definitely to be a writer a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I still might be one. I'm going to think it over a lot first, though.
You do that, Mark. Dishes done?
Well, not yet.
Well, they're not going to wash and dry themselves, you know.
All right. Tonight you can wash, I'll dry.
Oh, no. Tonight you wash and you dry.
Oh, Pa. But, Pa, that's not...